Hey guys, how's it going? I'm the Duke of Italy, your favorite lo-fi music YouTuber, with another CD update, another dive into the collection of CDs I have, and part 3 of 4 of these. And the part 4 is going to take a little bit more to get out because I have to re-listen to all that stuff because it's some stuff I bought in bulk, and it was it doesn't matter. But today we're gonna get into these more CDs. If I don't think I've shown them in a previous vid. If I have, it wasn't a CD collection update. So I'm doing the Wyatt XM thing, stealing content basically. So first of all, I'm gonna cover a couple things that might get me laughed at, just to lose some viewers. This is Stadium Arcadium by Red Hot Chili Peppers. I have shown this in my review of Stadium Arcadium. I think it's a solid album. I don't think it's an amazing album. It is 28 songs long. It's a double album, as you can probably see on the inside. And I'm missing one half of the CDs because I lent this to a friend and she never returned one of them. Or maybe she did and I'm just being silly. I don't know where it is, but I have it. Yeah, I've been a big fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm from California, so I literally have to be a big fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers because that's like such a fun thing to listen to in California. Is it the most popular thing in California? No, but like you just have to. I think honestly, if you don't like Red Hot Chili Peppers, you just don't like to have fun. Like they're a fun band. Like oh no, slapping bass. Oh no, good guitar work. Sure, Anthony Kiedis' lyrics have bad moments, but I've actually talked about this plenty of times before. I think he has plenty of great moments. Wet Sand is such a good song. Stadium Arcadium I think is a really good song in terms of lyrics. I like this album quite a bit. I think there are a lot of songs on here that sound really good. It's cool because they kind of take it a step back a little bit. After the opening track, Danny California, you get a real defined style on this album. That's one thing that's really nice about it. I think there's a really clear sound here. You can really tell what sound they're going for. It's just clean. It's very clean stuff, but it's not too over. I mean, it's Rick Rubin, I'm pretty sure, on this album. So of course they could be more dynamics, but I think there are songs here that work super well. Like 21st Century, that one's a banger. There's a good variety on here, but like it's not as wild a sound as early Red Hot Chili Peppers, which you could tell is just a drugged out haze of a sound. They probably rock with that sound for like 7 albums at that point, but I'd be lying, and I'm not gonna do that. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't like this album. I do like this album. I own it, and that's probably gonna be the longest talk I'm gonna have on an album today. I just wanted to mention that. And then another album I get made fun of for, Meliora by Ghost. I've owned this album for, gosh, I want to say like almost 4 years now, probably, maybe even longer. I've been a fan of Ghost before I even did YouTube. For clarification, I'm a person with a very open mind when it comes to music. I like some things that I deem to be based, and I don't like things that I deem to be cringe. And some stuff works and some stuff doesn't. And I'm a Ghost defender of sorts. I don't love all of it. I think 7 Inches of Satanic Panic is a freaking weak single. I don't think those songs are very good. In the newest album, I hated. I honestly hated it. But Prequel, which I've definitely shown, and Meliora, which I believe I've shown, I think they're solid albums. I think they're the 2 best Ghost albums, to be honest with you. They're a little bit poppy. They have their heavier moments. They're never too heavy. But I think you just want some good glam rock, glam metal bangers. Nothing wrong with it. It's good stuff. No, it's not black metal. Everyone like sure, it's kind of parodying black metal. That's fine. We also have Impaled Northern Moonfrost or Nunslaughter, bands like that kind of parody black metal. Those are more actually black metal, at least to an extent. Ghost really just robs the aesthetic, but like you know what you're getting into with Ghost. If you claim to be a enjoyer of heavy music and because of that you listen to Ghost, I think that's a pretty piss poor excuse. I think you should just listen to Ghost because they used to make some solid music. I don't think they do it anymore, and I don't know if they ever will again. This is a band with a whole bunch of controversies amongst their lineup, but I mean, I think the same thing with Stadium Arcadium. It's like if you don't like it, I think you're a part of a bandwagon, to be honest. And now something that gets hated on by a select few people, and I have 2 CDs by this band. This is a CD I've reviewed on this channel, At the Heart of Winter by Immortal. This album, banger. absolute black metal banger right here. A lot of Teutonic thrash metal influence on this thing. It sounds really sick. A lot of really nice melodic portions. It is beautiful, but it's all tremolo picked and just blistering fast and super icy cold. And the back looks awful. Truly the worst thing ever. But I don't know if the CD looks like anything. It's the same thing as the back. That's a real shame there. But wow, what to even say, where all the music was done by Abath with Horg writing the lyrics, and Horg doing the drums. If you want black metal that isn't your standard atmospheric stuff, or even standard stuff that feels super evil, and so even if you like Immortals Pure Holocaust, that's another example of that, but you could also easily mention stuff like Gorgoroth or Mayhem, classic 90s Norwegian black metal sound. That specific sound, you won't get it here. This is much more melodic. Easily you'll get 7-8 minute songs. They sometimes have longer songs, and they're just so good. From the opening riff of Withstand the Fall of the Time, that insane like huge tremolo build is just insane. Everything on here is so good. Really good songwriting. The song At the Heart of Winter is just so good. I like a lot Where Dark and Light Don't Differ. That one's got a killer guitar solo. It's a really good reason to listen to this album. Listen to it if you want to get into some more black metal, for sure, and as long as you haven't heard it already. And of course, I'm putting these two together because I'm also showing off Sons of Northern Darkness. You're seeing my little camera there. This is the most recent addition to my collection. I bought this just the other day, and because my record store had a copy of it, and I thought they didn't have it anymore. I actually went to buy some stuff for my my vinyl collection. I bought like a brush and some stuff like that. But this album right here is similar in style to that, but it is a little different. It's almost like radio friendly black metal. It is incredibly catchy black metal. If you like that really hard hitting, really fast paced, just blasting black metal, this is what you get here. But here you have the big hit is Tyrants. Tyrants is a really clear, super catchy black metal song. Like the riff is so catchy, it's like not even funny. But if you want like bangers, you have One by One, the opening track, which is such a fast-paced opening of 2 minutes that it's just like hold on to yourself, dude. That song is such a banger. It's not even funny. Every time someone's like, oh, I don't really like black metal, I will show them either this or At the Heart of Winter, which I just showed off, because it's just like you'll find stuff to understand and get into with those. I think those will show a lot of things about black metal that a lot of people, it's good entry level stuff, and that's just because it's great stuff. Like, it's good because it's great, to put it bluntly. And this album cover is terrible. You got Horg's knee pads there, but Abath has that sick beard, and this was the kind of album cover they were doing at the time. It just looks freaking terrible. It's got like a green screen in the background. It's really awful stuff, but it's also iconic at the same time. So, and also they made a lot of money off that, so who am I to even judge? And next, an album I have not spoken about this band basically at all on this channel, but this is Casa Daga by Bright Eyes. You can see it written right there. Bright Eyes is a band I have not gotten that much into. I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, and I'm really liking this so far. The vocals are a bit of a filter, to be honest with you. They're not always the easiest, but I am going to show off this packaging a little bit. First of all, it folds out. It's cardboard. Pretty standard stuff so far, but I believe it was Phoebe Bridgers who had like a What's in My Bag. That's really cool. As you can see, it's like all staticky and it looks kind of weird, but inside on the slip here, you have this little thing, and it is, I hope I can do this for you guys. I wonder if it shows up on camera. It makes little things show up, basically, which I think is really cool. This is really tough to do on camera, but I think that's really unique packaging. And this is a really cool album. If you guys don't know Bright Eyes, it's like it's called singer-songwriter, but it's very country, a little bit folkish, and I think it's a very beautiful album here. I think it sounds really nice. I love the instrumentation. It's kind of lush for country, and I love all the biblical allusions. I feel like it gives us a real grounded feeling. Not quite like what's that one band? There's like that one shoegaze country band I'm thinking of. Texas Jerusalem Crossroads by Live to Experience. That's the big album. But it's got that kind of grand look from country that I don't see done well very often, or really ever for that matter, because I'm not too much into country, but I think this is a great album right here, and I think you guys could check it out. It's a good band too. And up next we have a compilation. I'm just gonna cover the price tag real quick. Hate Forest's Nietzscheism. Hate Forest is a good little black metal band. If you like really repetitive riffs that just drive into your skull like a jackhammer, really misanthropic sounding music here. Death growls, actually, like death metal vocals here, and they sound really interesting. Not a whole lot of songs on here. The opening track is like a classical piece that they don't reinterpret at all. It's literally just a recording that already exists. And then you've got all these really good black metal bangers right here. Not as much bangers as they are like atmospheric in a way. Although Hate Forest might say you're wrong for saying it's atmospheric, but this is a really cool album. I don't love a ton of Hate Forest stuff from last time I heard them outside of the CD. I basically bought it because I don't own a lot of black metal CDs, and I like this one a whole lot. Really cool driving riffs, really edgy and misanthropic stuff. Like if you want some dark black metal that is as straightforward as it gets, this is the traditionalists' black metal. Absolutely, it is a staple in that idea, and it's really quality stuff. The riffs are good. It's a great sound. It's really heavy. And we got some more black metal. We got Philosophem by Burzum. Just the best album art. That Theodore Kittelsen print right there from the Plague series. I do know a little bit about Theodore Kittelsen, Norwegian comic artist from like the early 1900s who made Plague stuff. I'm not going to show it off for too long. If you guys don't know Philosophem, it's maybe the most essential black metal album of all time. Atmospheric black metal, a little bit of depressing vibes in there. Like literally like picture perfect riffs of as simple as they get. Like you have a song with 2 or 3 riffs, like a really melodic extended intro, and that's very common for a lot of these tracks. And then or some alternative riff as an intro with some really hypnotic synths in there, and then you've got the main riff that sets in that is so catchy, it's not even funny, and it locks you in like krautrock, and it just churns and churns with this really evil, really snowy atmosphere. Philosophem is literally as good as it gets. There is a 25-minute long ambient track titled Circumambulation of the Transcendental Pillar of Singularity. Not only a mouthful, but it's 25 minutes in length of dungeon synth, and it continues. Like this album gets more and more hypnotic as it goes along. It's incredibly atmospheric, not just as atmospheric black metal, it is atmospheric music. You will be sucked in to, I don't know, Thule, if that's what Varg is talking about this week. I don't know, he's kind of a weird guy, but it is as classic as it gets for black metal. Literally absolutely essential. Fantastic record. It's amazing stuff, and this was a gift from my brother in case any of you guys are worried. And now for something completely different. Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. Cool jazz classic music classic, really. All you got to do is look at this lineup of having Cannonball Adderley and John Coltrane and Bill Evans, as well as some other people, but I don't know them as well. All such incredible players. It's not even funny. This album is so chill. It's so good, bros. It's so... Look at Miles Davis right there. This is just a fantastic record here. Really good stuff. I love all of it. I would say my favorite track is Blue and Green. That's the shortest track on here at 5.5 minutes, but it's just such a... It's just Miles on the muted trumpet basically having like his own track here to really express himself with some really light piano in the background. It's the most minimalist track here, and that's kind of why I love it so much. It's just such a calming atmosphere here. And as much as this is a minimalist album when it comes to jazz, even though it is not the genre of minimalism, that would be way too far. It is certainly has its more action-packed moments, like the big song All Blues, which is 11.5 minutes there. You got a whole lot of action, a whole lot of really good soloing going on. A lot of this stuff is really, really groovy, but what I like about Blue and Green is that it's not at all groovy. It's just very emotional, very serene, and it's like kind of heart-wrenching in a way. It's really beautiful stuff, but this album is so good. I could talk forever about it. I just shouldn't. So check it out. And next, one of the most expensive CDs in my whole collection, Fall of Rhoros, $14. I don't even know what this is. Hail, Wind, and Hewn Oak. It has been a long time since I listened to this Falls of Rhoros record, and only other album of theirs I've heard was from last year. I believe it was last year, and I hated it. It was like a weird prog thing. It didn't work. It didn't fit. The riffs weren't very good. It fit together in a way that just wasn't atmospheric at all. It didn't give me a sense of atmosphere. Like, you don't have to be atmospheric black metal with the long, drawn-out 10-minute songs and the really minimalist riffs. Like, you can derive atmosphere from something simpler and less stupid than that, but it didn't work. This album right here has the buzziest, thinnest guitar tone, and it's really cool stuff. And it's almost like not even black metal songwriting. Like, these songs sound really like a lot of major key stuff going on here, kind of Black Gaze-esque, but it is hipster black metal, to be honest with you guys. This is definitely an album I'm gonna have to re-listen to. But Hail's Wind and Hewn Oak, I think it's pretty cool atmosphere for the Appalachian black metal scene. I'm glad I have an album from that scene, and it's for $14 buying locally. I don't know about that, but it's a cool album. Falls of Rhoros is also from Lord of the Rings, so I will always appreciate a Lord of the Rings inclusion. Oh, good music time. Discipline by King Crimson. Albums literally don't even get better than this, dudes. This album's so freaking good. I could actually scream right now at how good this album is. If you're those of you that don't know, King Crimson, progressive rock band, the ones that basically started it all, especially in a way that was good. Like, they didn't take the overly symphonic route. They never were cringe at all. Everything they ever did was so cool, intense, and interesting. Like, really bitter sounding music. And the songwriting's great, storytelling's really great, and gosh, what's not to love? Even this lineup is freaking amazing. Adrian Bellew on lead vocals and guitar. We used to be part of Frank Zappa's band. Robert Fripp. What is not to love about Robert Fripp? He's done everything. He was on Heroes by David Bowie. He did that whole album basically. And you've got Tony Levin, who plays. It's called Stick, but it's a Chapman stick, and it sounds amazing here. And Bill Bruford, it says he's on battery, but it's the drums, because he's truly playing something insane here. My favorite track here is definitely Frame by Frame. I love the phasing guitar effect. I did a full review on this thing, and check it out. This thing is so good, it's not even funny. I love the alternative take of Mate Kudasai, which has a really nice guitar solo from Robert Fripp. This is some crazy stuff. It's like a new wave take on progressive rock, and that's what makes it so interesting and cool. I don't think that's ever been done in a way that matters ever again. Even King Crimson couldn't replicate it. This is a top 5 album, at least, in King Crimson's discography, and I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's such a filthy loaded discography that means a good amount. Up next, I've shown this in my black metal videos. Dark Space 3, good old Roth's or Winter's project, aka Paysage d'Hiver. Dark Space right there. I hate reflecting all these things. This is why I don't like recording. There's my sync if you really want to hear it. It's a very plain album cover, It's literally just says Dark Space with the pentagram right there. This is as atmospheric black metal can get. It is really long journey songs. They even show, they don't say the track lengths. I think on the inside they say the track lengths, but really, really slow, spacey, cosmic black metal, but it's of a kind that works really well. Dark Space 1 is actually one of the most hypnotic albums I've ever heard in my life, more than any drone metal, to be honest with you guys, even though I love drone metal. But this is a really cool album. You get some really nice riffs, some really heavy sections, really crushing weight. It feels like you're being squished for this whole album, and that's really cool. Oh, this album. Where would I even be without this album? This is Grace by Jeff Buckley. Last time I remember thinking about this album, I played a song for my family and they hated it, but I love Jeff Buckley, man. This album's so good. It's so of its time. It very much clearly feels like early 90s. Got a little reflection of myself right there. It's so clearly early 90s, but it's so smooth. It's so of its time, it's not even funny. This thing could never be replicated. It couldn't have been done before that, because it's not quite folk. It's partially rock at times. It's a little bit indie at points, but it's such crisp production that it's great stuff. Rest in peace to his father, Tim Buckley, who's another amazing folk singer. And rest in peace to Jeff Buckley for making, rest in peace anyway, but he made some really cool music. I love all of this stuff here. Eternal Life is just such a banger. Corpus Christi Carol, most beautiful song in the world. Lilac Wine, dude, maybe the best cover that ever existed is Lilac Wine by Jeff Buckley. I would try to cover that myself, and I'd be like, cover of Lilac Wine by such and such, similar to Jeff Buckley version, because it's that good. Truly an amazing little record here. I don't even know how to describe it beyond like it's innovative it's like, imagine like Talk Talk when they were turning into post rock. Probably around that bridging feel. Like this feels like it's on the verge of shattering genre conventions. I mean, and this breaks all conventions. It's just, you can tell it has different moments that sound like different things. But it's such good stuff. And the songwriting I like a lot too. And we couldn't go along without some black metal. Satyricon, Medieval Times, or Dark Medieval Times, rather, really classic Norwegian black metal of the pagan variety, because there are various instruments and a really, really nice sound overall. This thing sounds really cool. It's got really cool buzzy guitar tone. I mean, if you like Norwegian black metal, you gotta like Satyricon. I used to not like this album as much, but I love the pagan influence. I think for them at the time, it was really unique and it was really fun. And I think it was something that was really amplified the darkness in a way. And it was a really catchy, I don't want to say groovy black metal album, but it's just a good one. Just the riffs are fantastic. The vocals are fantastic. The album cover, this re-release version is great. This is a re-release because there is an original version that I believe didn't have a lot of pressings. But wow, oh wow. Really cool stuff. And there's some little goodies inside because it's a little cardboard thing. You got the slip right here. I would recommend buying this album, not only because it's a fantastic black metal record, truly one of the best of all time, but really nice packaging as well. And we're done with black metal for the day, and we got 2 more CDs to show you guys. Talk Talk Laughing Stock, one of the origins of post-rock right here, from the band that does It's My Life, the song that would end up being covered by Gwen Stefani and No Doubt. This album is so insane. All you have to do is listen to Ascension Day and hear that guitar roar over itself for like minutes straight and then just get cut going into After the Flood. Dude, this is insane stuff. It's like you cram cool jazz into rock music, and that's truly just the best thing ever. Like, I couldn't even explain this in a way that would matter because it is simply that amazing. And this album cover is great too. And I need to listen to other Talk Talk material. I just know they're a great band. Maybe I'll review their whole discography someday. This is a jewel case, but doesn't even matter. You're here for the music on this one. This is the music. And lastly, something I might get made fun for again. I got this from my younger brother for my birthday last year. This is Young Lean with Stars. Great album. Really, really great cloud rap project here. Really innovative, really like introspective, honestly. And that's what I like about it so much. It's got 16 songs here. And there are a couple sort of duds here, like the closer, Put Me in a Spell. I think Butterfly Paralyzed is also not an amazing song here, but I think everything else is really solid. Boy Life in EU is just one of the best songs ever. That song is so heavy and dense and emotional, and that's what's so good about it. There's only one feature on this whole album, and it is Ariel Pink on the track Stars, which is super cool. I think this album is a really nice cathartic look at Young Lean's life. I think it's a beautiful project here, and I love the hypnotic flow on this thing. I mean, Fantano doesn't like this album, but like the only flaw you can really have on this thing is Young Lean's voice. He's not really a great singer, but I think it works on half these songs. Like Boy Life in EU, he just sounds so worn out, and that's what's so good about it. Like, it's a song about just like running the race and the race running you for a bit, and to be honest, I think that's kind of beautiful. But I have to recommend this just because I'm a huge Blade fan, and the second he's dropping CDs, I'm gonna buy them all. But that's about it. Sorry I got a little tired during this video. I took melatonin right before recording. Isn't that fun? But that is about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you own any CDs, what CDs do you own? Comments, questions, and concerns down below. I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. That would help me out a whole lot. If you want to join my social media platforms, those will be in the description, especially my Discord page. I love my Discord page, man. And that's about it. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Have a good day. Bye.